It's come to my attention that the younger generation on this app has no idea what Y2K actually was. And I've seen various videos of people trying to describe what happened or what people thought was going to happen, and it's just been completely incorrect. But the reality of the Y2K bug is actually hilarious, so we're gonna talk about it. Now, I turned 9 years old in the year 2000, but I am on the spectrum. I'm autistic. And one of my special interests throughout my entire life has been technology, computers, how they work. I've been taking apart and putting together computers since I was a very small child. So when around the age of 7 years old, I started hearing about all of this stuff, like all of our technology is going to stop working. Trust me when I say it was my biggest concern. Because to me, the idea of that happening was absolutely the end of my existence. So Y2K, or year 2000, for decades leading up to this, programmers and people who actually worked in technology knew that this was something that might be an issue. The technical problem was that when computers were coded, when operating systems were coded, when programs were coded, when everything that basically runs this entire world was coded, originally when it was coded in the 60s and 70s, everything was input as 1-9. And then all of the values were basically short-coded as the last 2 digits of the year, meaning that every computer in the world just knew that it was year 19 something. And this made it easier for programmers to program applications or whatever they were creating, because all they had to do was basically shorten the year as the input and just be like, oh, this is 89, this is 90, now it's 92, it's 93, whatever, right? Now, it's called the Y2K bug, but that's a pretty deceiving name because there was no bug. It wasn't like someone designed a program and then tried to get it into computers like some people think. It literally just meant that the computer might not understand that it was the year 2000. Because the last 2 digits of that year are 00, some computers might assume that the year is actually 1900. Now, why is that a problem? What could that possibly cause, right? Like, let's say you want to go to Blockbuster in the year 2000, January 1st of 2000, right? And you're returning a movie that you rented the day before on December 31st of 1999. If the Y2K bug did what people thought it was going to do and that computer didn't understand that it was the year 2000 but thought it was the year 1900, you would show up to Blockbuster and have 100 years worth of late fees. Well, let's take it into a more serious course of action. Like, let's say there's a nuclear power plant that runs on computer code. A computer switching over thinking that it's 100 years back in time might not correspond with what the other computers are thinking, so that power plant could like stop working or explode, or something crazy could happen. Or everyone's money could just go crazy because banks calculate interest rates using computers. Transportation, subways, buses, everything. Airplanes. Can you imagine if airplanes just stopped? Okay, I'm gonna do part 2.